Hi, I'm David Gans. I'm in Oakland, California, and this is my cat, Ringo. My name is Ellis Andrews, and I know just where I stand. Descended from the Puritans who colonized this land. There's an old abandoned factory with our name up there in bricks. I've been sending out my resumes and hoping something sticks. The power of tradition is the power of trusting fate to hand me some good fortune when the hour is getting late. But work has not been steady since the dot bust of '01, and the fear of disappearing is preempting all my fun. My name is Ellis Andrews, and I've always done my chores. I'm the hero of my movie, just like you must be in yours. 20 years since graduation, I'm still searching for my groove and an outlet for my skills when the economy improves. My name is Mary Andrews, and I'd like to keep my home, but we can't afford our mortgage on my salary alone. This family's bailing fortunes may be more than I can take. I am married to a decent man who cannot get a break. My name is Elvis Android, and I don't care what you think. My most unanswered prayer is beam me up, this planet stinks. The power of tradition is the power to prevent. When genocidal profit is the task to which you're bent. When my optimism falters, I just turn on channel 2 to wallow in nostalgia for a life I never knew. My father's fathers have made a mess out of this place. If I had the wherewithal, I'd checkered flag the human race. I wrote that song a little over 20 years ago. I grew up in the 1960s with people like Pete Seeger and Joan Baez, and lots of musicians out there trying to change the world, and I still believe that we can do that. Things keep changing, and then they keep changing back. We just have to keep doing these things. And I also learned very early on that songs should say something. So I write songs that say something. Such a lovely planet. Wonder how it came to be. Was it chaos or creation? was a god or entropy. Now the spirit may be sleeping, but it dwells in every heart. I put my faith in nature, of which we are a part. There are many here among us who believe this world is theirs, and when it's beaten and depleted, they will rise into the air, and the ones who don't believe them face a dark eternal grave. No one knows, but they are certain. Save us from the same. I put my faith in nature, what I hear and smell and see, until I meet that higher power. I'll do what makes sense to me. And if what I would call a good life is what you would call depraved, give me freedom from religion. Save us from the same. I honor your tradition, and I insist you honor mine. In a world with any justice, blasphemy is not a crime. You believe what you believe in, I respect your wish to pray. But if you try to make me join you, I'll resist you all the way. I'm not saying I know better, I'm just saying we don't know, till the day we get an answer. I go where my heart says go. It's a narrow-minded Jesus I see reflected in your eyes. He was all about compassion. If he knew you, he would cry. I put my faith in nature, what I hear and smell and see, until I meet that higher power. I'll do what makes sense to me. And if what I would call a good life is what you must call depraved, give me freedom from religion. Save us from the saved. would like to close my little set today with what I call my angrily optimistic song. You can sing along with this if you like. The chorus goes, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. But I know it's gonna get better. I particularly like to lean on that last line because if we say it enough times, we can make it happen. So, join me, please. Oh, well, the man who stole the future has an oil drum for a heart and a strange preoccupation with other people's private parts. They want us to do what they say, but I'd rather live my own damn way. We'll take our country back someday, but it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but I know it's gonna get better. Yes, I know it's gonna get better, 'cause it almost always does. I can't say much about the who and how, but I believe it just because. Day by day our bonds unweave, mammon gloats as nature grieves. Oh, save us from these pious thieves. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but I know it's gonna get better. Well, I love the world we live in, 'cause I live in it with you. Why they're so proud to be defined by what they buy. These righteous despoilers, these blood for oilers, taking orders from on high. Now I don't know whose word I'd take about this God whose laws I break. I'll swan dive into that fiery lake. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but I know it's gonna get better. Well, these darkened forces are clamping down on us unconforming souls, waving flags and bashing fags and burning truth like coal. Now I don't know, but I've been told the naming rights have all been sold. Hell is hot and heaven's cold, and it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but I know it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, but I know it's gonna get better. Well, I love the world we live in, 'cause I live in it with you. Thank you for your kind attention, everybody. I'm David Gans. I'm from Oakland, California, and it's really been a privilege and a pleasure to be part of this thing.